So here is our Unity demo. The first thing I want to say is that none of the level designs we see here are actually final. Though they are all of course good, these levels aren't actually part of any particular zone, and of course are subject to change according to where we end up placing them without the game world. So this first room is actually a bit of a test stage, just being a simple flat room to show off some of the things our LSE has put into the game. The first thing you probably saw is this bird drone that is flying around back and forth throughout the room. Now, you'll see a few enemies along with this one throughout the demo, and these enemies do actually have hitboxes that will kill the player. I'm just going to use our magnet gun here to drag the enemy closer so that I can die. Would you look at that? And once the player dies, they go back to where they first entered the room. So that was on this platform right under the big 3 here. Next up, we have this piston above the door here. Now, this can actually be both pushed and pulled. So as you can probably tell, will be used in a bunch of puzzle challenges. The last thing we have is the box and button, which will probably show up a ton as sort of the end goal to puzzle rooms throughout the game. As you can see, we can push and pull the box around, and if we place the box on top of the button, the door to the next room opens. Now, the next few rooms are all going to be basic platforming rooms. These could be, either platforming challenges, if we maybe juice them up a little bit, or just simple transition rooms between point A and point B throughout the world. With this room, you can either do it just by simple platforming between these platforms here, or you can actually use your magnet gun at these metal pipes here to swing yourself around the room, which I must say is quite a bit more fun than just simple platforming. However, of course, if you do fall down, you kind of face yourself with a bit of a gauntlet here. And you do have to be careful with the enemies, of course. There we go. Alright. This next room has the classic bottomless pit as an obstacle, which, as expected, will kill you. This room also has this bird drone here as another gatekeeping obstacle. Have to wait for the right timing before you can actually get past. Now, next up, this room is another array of beautiful bottomless pits. Yet, this jump is not very easy to make. As you can see, I did it there. However, it is much easier if you use the magnetic anchor points at the top of the room here to swing yourself around. And this last room is just another simple platforming room with our favorite little bird drone here. The most noticeable thing is this big gap here. This big jump here, which you clearly can maybe get up if you get a really good running jump. But as most things are with this game, using your magnet makes things much, much easier for getting around. And that is all for the Unity prototype. Back to real-time me.